And you addressed a little this the other night, a lot of morning skates, whereas a couple years ago you were trying to get them away from the morning skates. Is it just you kind of just go with the flow of what kind of is
what presents itself each and every day, each and every game? What presents itself? We gave them yesterday off. We're coming in the morning. Certain situations the players want to come in, so it's a constant conversation as far as when we do it, when we're not. So that's ever flowing.
Murray had his career high for points for a season the other night. Just what has he done this year? Ryan Murray. Just what has he done this year to kind of benefit on that top line with Jones?
Well, he hasn't played always with Jonesy, but he's just had a really good year. He's moved the puck out of the end zone. Knock on wood, he's been healthy. I think that's what's kept him away from being the player that we all know he can be and has shown. Has been a huge part of our back end into where when we split up Jonesy and Z, I don't think we lose a lot of pace of our game. I've always said when we had Jonesy and Z together, as long as they played together, I thought it helped the pace of our game. When we split it and sometimes do different things as far as matches, we don't lose any pace. Murs played that well.
Coach, what stands out from your last win over Washington and moving forward, what you're hoping your team will continue to do well?
Well, we win at home. I think it's been a problem. We've been very inconsistent at home. The thing that stands out most to me, as I told the guys after the game, I thought our energy level was really high. You could sense in the morning skate they were crisp. Just everything about it. I think the players realized who they were playing, where we're at, very similar to tonight's game. And it just, with the energy and the concentration of playing away from the puck, being above the puck, I thought really lent itself to us just continually trying to keep Washington end up in their end zone. And we played a good game, and it's been very inconsistent at home. We need to come back and play another good one tonight.
Have you gotten a recent update on Dubinsky at all, or no?
No.
Okay. With Duclair, he was saying that after he came back from the break, he's like, I'm not deking anymore. I'm just going to shoot the puck when I get in those positions.
He deked enough before the break to last 3 seasons. So, yeah.
Are you noticing him shooting the puck more?
Absolutely.
And you want that.
Yeah. He makes you dizzy when he gets 20 feet from the net. It seems like he has to make 15 different moves. No, I think he's simplified. I think it's helped his game. I think he's played pretty well here the past couple of games, so hopefully it'll continue.
Torts, I just want to ask you about the PK to be 39 of 40 over your last 17 games. What's been going well?
Good goaltending always starts there, and I just think we're in rhythm as far as being aggressive when we need to be, holding our position when we need to be, depending on what's going on. If they're facing you, you need to hold your position. But I think we've had some really good reads as far as being aggressive in the end zone. And quite honestly, the play up front as far as the breakouts, especially at Winnie and Cam, I think they're two of the best penalty killers with us as far as that neutral zone play, trying to stop them from coming in the end zone. That's helped us also. So it's been a really consistent thing for us as our power play has kind of struggled here and there to really keep us afloat.
John, how was the energy this morning?
Oh, they're good. They're good.
And on Duclair, another question on Duclair is, we've talked about him so much. Is it coming now? Is that hockey sense coming where you want it? Are you talking about the dekes and the shooting? And is the rest of it still coming?
We still have a ways to go. Yeah. If he does it for 20 games, then I'll let you know that he's getting it. It can't be for 2 games, and then he just forgets about. And to me, it's how hard you play. I think he's beginning to show more and more consistency as far as how hard you have to play, let alone understanding situations on the ice. So little by little, it's going to take time. I said that from the get-go at the beginning of this year, that it's going to take some time, and we've gone through a little bit of a rocky road with him, but hopefully it'll get better as we keep on going.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the power play. Can you be a little more specific as to why it's not as effective as you'd like it to be?
Well, I think of late it has. It's shown some consistency of late. I just think for a while there, but you know as well as any type of offensive player, when it's not working and you go on the ice, you just feel it. You're almost so deliberate that you don't want to make a mistake on it. You don't allow yourself to play. I think our power play for quite a while in the past couple of years, it's been pretty inconsistent. I think it wears on the offensive people. We have found a ways to score some goals. Not all design goals, tip-ins, whatever it may be, but it's amazing what happens, as you very well know, when you score a goal, how you can relax and allow yourself to play. So hopefully it'll continue tonight.
It's been a few games, I think, since Nudevar got back in the lineup from his healthy scratch. How would you assess how he's done since he's gotten back?
He's played better. I still don't think he's totally feels confident. I was just talking to Butchie about just the confidence of a player. I still don't think he's moving the puck the way we have all seen when he's dead on his game and he feels good about it, how he can move a puck. That's his biggest strength because he's going to make mistakes defensively. But what far outweighs that is just getting us out of our end zone. I think he's played better. We're trying to slowly get him along here as far as being the player that we know he can be.
I know for several teams, the way they approach looking at the standings can be different. Some teams like to just be internal and focus on their game, not focus on who's above or below them. What is kind of the mentality here in Columbus? Obviously, you know where everybody is. Is that something that's discussed, or do you think gives your team a boost knowing that you've played Washington and now you have the Islanders and you're on a good stretch right now?
Well, I think we play a really good game, and it happened to be against Washington. What kind of doubles up on it? It is a team that knocked us out. They know that. I think beating them and just how sound we did play, I think you come into tonight's game feeling good about yourself. Do we look at, okay, the Islanders are here and Washington's there? I don't think, at least the coaching staff does not bring that upon the players. We're trying to take it one day at a time. But players know, everybody knows where the standings are right now, how close it is in both conferences. So I think the easiest thing to do is just worry about your business and take one day at a time, whether it be a practice day or a game. But they understand how important tonight's game is. I don't have to say a word to them.
John, I assume that you've seen some tape of the Islanders at this point. Is there any light you can shed on why they are where they are? Or what would you say about them? I know you don't talk much about the other teams.
No, and I'm not going to start now. They're a very well-coached team, certainly balanced. Their goaltending has been very good. But am I gonna break down the tape and bring everything to our team? I don't. I don't show any tape 5-on-5 of the other team. Very rarely talk about the other team, other than we'll talk about Barzell or a player here or there and a couple of things, but never tape. Only tape we show of the other team are special teams. I think that's where we can find tendencies. So it is my whole thinking, and ever since I've coached, is we have enough problems worrying about our game than to worry about the other team's game. I think if you start showing and talking too much about the other team, you're counterpunching right away before the puck's even dropped. So we want to inflict. We want to work on our execution and just try to stay consistent with our game, especially at home. It's another home game, and we got to come back. And I said the last game, make the road trip stand when we were 3-0. We play a really good home game the other night. We need to make that home game stand by playing another good home game. Whether we win or not, I don't know. But as long as we play the right way, that's all I'm looking for.
Bob, tonight?
Bob is tonight.
Can you just talk about how he saw 7 shots in the first 2 periods and 7 shots in the last 3 minutes? What were your impressions of his ability to just turn it on like that when he hadn't seen a whole lot of action?
There wasn't much action in front of him. It's a question for him really, but that's a tough game for a goalie to play. And it ends up being 1-0 going down into those times, although it is 2-0 with 3.5 minutes, I think we score. But Bob had to make some key saves when it was 1-0, when he didn't have much action. I think Orlov hits the post. We have a breakdown in coverage. We got fortunate there. But it's a tough game to play. But Bob is always working on his concentration, no matter what's going on in his game. He's a pro. He works at staying ready. I think has found some consistency in a year that has been inconsistent. And I think he's at the top of his game right now.
Any lineup changes at all? Changes? So then when you call Robinson up, when they call Robinson up, do you want him to be here and just kind of? I mean, when you're developing a young player, if he's not playing, what can he get out of just being up here and
Well,
being around these guys?
although we're not practicing much, it's a good question because you got to be really careful as far as what you're doing with a young guy like that. Testy was sitting around for a little bit. We sent him to go play. They've been banged up down there. Robbie comes up, and that's a decision we're going to have to make here. I think eventually is how much time is he going to stay here without playing games? Because I'm not looking to change the lineup right now. So it's a question you go through all the time when you're dealing with a young guy because you want him playing games. So we'll see where this game takes us, and we'll make our decisions accordingly.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.